2010, he's underway for the Cats and the Kangaroos, and Brad Scott begins his coaching career. Brady Rawlings quickly round the corner. Campbell will get there first. Away from Mackie, tried to get a handball to Liam Anthony, did, got it back, squeezed for the kick, puts it up towards Warren. Heard Lee Colbert talk about his pre-season, wrapped up. Ball eventually spills free, umpiring just allowing the whistle and the players to try and work it out themselves. Ball still inside forward 50 for the Roos, but Varco cleans up for the moment. Floats a handball over to Corey. Broadcast wing needs a runner, not a good handball. It'll go only as far as McIntosh. Cats with numbers again. Selwood put his head over it. Got it to Varco. Plenty of players behind the ball for Geelong. Mackie dispossessed. No free kick. You heard the umpire's call. Coming through hard was Warren. Zeeble wrapped up.
Great to see the attack on Jack Zeeble there. Brad Scott will love that attack on the ball from the youngster.
Early stages, opening term. Terrific conditions.
There's Robbie Tarrant and James Podsiadly. Two first gamers playing on each other.
Yeah, and there's hope for mature age rookies who think that their career at AFL level is over. First possession for the Brownlow medalist. Gary Ablett drives it up in the direction of Johnson. Thompson was dispossessed, but the Kangaroos do well. They'll look to set it up. He looks so much like his older brother, Robbie Tarrant. Let's hope he has a good run injury-wise. McIntosh flicked it over the top. Intended for Zeeble. Tarrant left it. Plenty of players around the ball. Steve McBurney in a cap. Letting it go. Selwood just dropped the shoulder, wins a free kick.
Get amazed how many times he gets tackled high, Joel Selwood.
Great kick. Middle of the ground, Johnson. Sees the big hairy cat. Weighted kick. Handball over to a teammate. Put him teammate under pressure. Now, I know he's trying to do the right thing.
Yep.
And he's within goal range.
He'd love to get James Podsiadly an early goal, get his confidence up, but it's a poor hand pass. It didn't hit the target. He should have hit him on the full. It sat up. He got tackled.
Even the handball should have been towards the goal mouth so he could run into it, an easy shot on goal. Had to stop and prop with that errant handball.
Eventually, Harvey took it on the outer wing. Good run. On that occasion was Cruz Garlick pressing forward. Couldn't take it cleanly on that occasion was Varco. Geelong always looking to set it up across half-back. Great to see Josh Hunt back in. A Geelong jumper, as Danny Frawley said, did his knee in last year's pre-season grand final against Collingwood. No score. Early stages of this opening term. Slick handball from Selwood. Enright fired it to Corey. Half volley. Couldn't pick it up. Ablett with a strong tackle on Petrie. Coming through. Good work by Gillies. Middle of the Etihad Stadium. Eventually Zeeble will get it. Tries to spear it, kick forward, bouncing ball to Campbell. Couldn't take it cleanly. Petrie, the big man, did well. Fed a handball out in the direction of Swallow. Tried to absorb the tackle. Got it to Anthony. Got a handball away. Harry Taylor will look to mop up. Great work down low by Campbell.
We've had 40 possessions already. 27 handballs and only 13 kicks.
I like the way Matty Campbell's working early, although I don't like that kick too much, but he's kept a couple of balls alive for North Melbourne in their forward line when really it looked like it was going to rebound very quickly.
James Podsiadly didn't get a well-weighted kick. Ricochets, goes out of bounds and we'll have a throw in outer side. No score, and we've played 3.5 minutes of this opening term. Mature age recruit as a ripe old age of 28.
No surprise to see Cameron Ling following Brent Harvey's, but
he always gets the big jobs.
Selwood again. Got a handball to Enright. Brings the ball back inboard. Looks a good kick. Finds Mitch Duncan, the 18-year-old taken with pick 28 in last year's national draft from East Perth. In the direction of Mooney. Good contest by Thompson. Loose ball. Thompson worked his way to the front. Should have won the free kick and did. Well played.
Yeah, just the kick from Mitch Duncan. When it went forward to Cameron Mooney, just didn't give his big power forward a kick to advantage, kicked it on top of his head, which allowed the North Melbourne defender to come in.
Inside 50s, 3-1 Geelong's way, but we are yet to register a score for both teams. McMahon looks to switch. Anthony's got some time. Just assess the options.
No 15, play on!
Went to McIntosh, but there was no 15. Umpiring, McIntosh over the top, risky. Good pressure by Geelong forwards, including Shannon Burns. Ball goes out of bounds.
Lee Colbert was talking about before the game, Hamish McIntosh losing a little bit of weight. He looks very, very fit, Hamish McIntosh.
First reaction was to put the arm around him. Kangaroo.
That free kick's going Hamish McIntosh's way, and the man with number 16 who's back for Geelong is Dawson Simpson. Lee Harding through the corridor. Right. Not a good handball. Wojcinski went without it. Bartel mops up. Cheeky kick over the top to Stevie Johnson. Let it go for Shannon Burns. Wanted to give a handball away. A little bit too unselfish for Geelong. Had some opportunities and they've been a little bit wasteful. Eventually, Liam Anthony takes the mark. Defensive side of the wing. Good running by Harvey. Looks up. Hale provides a lead. That's ignored. Harvey chips it over the top to Petrie. Takes the mark in front of Harry Taylor. Still no score. And we've played 5.5 minutes of this opening term. From the 50. 4-on-1. Hale's got 3 to beat. He's never going to win that contest.
A lot of the North forwards there, they were camped outside the forward 50, and their direct opponents, when knowing if the kick was going long, was to 5-on-1. So a couple of North forwards have to work a little bit more and try and engage their defender.
Simpson and Hale. No decisive tap. Kelly started on the bench. It's his first kick for the afternoon, only as far as Rawlings. He's got loose players inboard. Zeebel's one of them. And Harding.
That's
not a bad kick, Spud. Got it to Warren, running his opponent. Gillies underneath the ball, opens up the goal and kicks the opening goal of the first term.
Super kick. It's the most important kick. It's always been the most important kick other than the goal is the one going forward. Unlike going forward earlier on with Duncan to Mooney, that kick was to Ben Warren's advantage. Not only that, he was able to wheel and go after he marked the ball. Young Gillies needs to learn from that. He tried to have a piece of the ball. Now, if your direct opponent's going to mark it, at least be able to man the mark. You just see Ben Warren turning there, so just overplayed it somewhat there, the Geelong defender.
Made his debut against the Hawks, round 3, 2009. Played 9 games in his first season of football. 11 goals, 7. He's kicked 1 in his opening quarter of football against the Cats.
Harvey's just come off.
Nice to get a score on the board as well after 8 minutes or so of football.
And just watching, well, Lee Colbert, that's not much of a recovery exercise with Brent Harvey coming off there. It's meant to be revolutionary, but that's not too different to what they did last year, I would have thought, Colby. We're back in the middle. We'll get to Colby shortly. James Kelly drives the kick deep inside forward 50. There's the quick reply, as easy as you like. Cameron Mooney puts one in the book.
Yeah, very interesting. He didn't handball either. He could have given it to Stevie Johnson, but after making the mistake earlier with James Podsiadly, he thought, I'll just finish this one myself. You see Stevie Johnson on the left of screen. He just pops in there late. He was running a couple of metres ahead of Cameron Mooney, but didn't need any assistance. He finishes off nicely, and the Cats answer quickly.
Scott Thompson, the defensive punch, just had to try and clear it. It actually went, as you said, towards the goal, which is real. It's suicide. You've just got to clear the area, either bring the ball down in front.
Or towards the boundary. Yeah,
the last thing you need to do when you go to spoil the ball is it go towards the goal umpire, which allowed Cameron Mooney to run into an easy goal.
Gary Ablett operating out of the goal square at the moment. That'll give Daniel Pratt something to think about.
8 minutes gone, opening term. It's a goal apiece. Ling, away with handball. Josh Hunt trying to bring it around the direction of Podsiadly. Good gather down low from Johnson. Podsiadly couldn't do the same. Eventually, Shannon Burns, high kick round the corner. Ablett, 1 out. Now he's 2 out. Good spoil on that occasion by Lee Harding.
That's great teamwork there, knowing that Gary Ablett, he's very effective as a small key forward and needed a chop out there as we see Harding come in third man. That's the type of spoil you want, just a clearing spoil.
Deep inside Geelong's forward 50. Good contest. Kelly and Wright coming the other way. Now they could gather the ball. Green would duck the shot. It was taken high.
Right there.
Levi Greenwood. He's got an option. Adams out of side. Well weighted kick in front of Bartel. Kicking to the Coventry end. Moves it on. Puts the ball up in the direction of Hale. Arriving late was Warren. Good contest. Brought it down. Eventually will get it. The Kangaroos tried to work it towards their forward 50. Centering ball. Petrie's got his work in front of him. He's got 2 to beat. Make it 3. Wojcinski to Enright. Eventually to Taylor. Good pressure from Petrie. And Enright goes back.
Well, he had to go backwards because he looked up and all he could see were 3 or 4 North Melbourne players that were very, very attentive to setting up a defensive zone as soon as the ball had turned over in their attacking 50. So good play from North there.
24 of a possible 25 games last year. Andrew Mackie played 106 career games. Enright in some space. Other side.
Hasn't gone. Hold it there.
One thing I've noticed with North early, Jace, is their ability to man the mark after a free kick or a mark. They are
It's a mark right on it now.
very disciplined in that area thus far.
Bartel. Kick, I think, was for Wojcinski.
I think he
Dawson
lost
tried
it
to mop
to
it up. Coming through was Varco. Wojcinski has another go. Ablett got past one, couldn't get past two, and that was good work by Pratt. Harry Taylor. Again, Geelong just looking to set it up with some handball back from the stoppage. Now they've released a player again. That's Bartel. He's got Kelly short. Harding may get there. No, he won't. Kelly lunging.
Standing right on it. Play on.
Mooney with McMahon. Hawkins with Tarrant. Goes in the direction of Hawkins. Good kick.
Well, it was a good kick because it was a quick kick shot up. I don't know that it necessarily meant to fall short where it did. But Tom Hawkins did what all good forwards should do, and that's play in front. You read the play better from in front. When there's a kick that just drops a little shorter than it looks, the defender can't get there in time to spoil. Now, he has had issues at different stages over his kicking. No doubt he's done a lot of work throughout the off-season on that. It's good for the confidence to get a good kick away early.
34 goals from 24 games last year for Tom Hawkins. 30 metres out. 45-degree angle. The pre-season works. Not too bad, Chief. Tom Hawkins gets his first shot and get there second.
It's a good goal and a good start from Tom Hawkins. Big year for Tom. And you can just see here, as you said, Jace, quick kick, all forwards in front. The key to this mark is he jumps nice and early. When you jump early as a key forward, if the defender's not attuned to that, it's just about all over, especially when you have a look at the size of Tom Hawkins, 197 centimetres and 102 kegs. He's a big lump of a lad.
Yeah, he'd be mad not to play in front of the frame like that. The sort of pressure it puts on the defender, whether it's Robbie Tarrant or any of the top defenders in the game, to be able to spoil when a bloke's marking it at that stature at the highest point, that he could possibly get to the ball, it's going to take an unbelievable spoil to knock it out of his hands.
Play on. Play on.
6 Pete. Geelong lead. Greenwood to Harding. Loves to run. Driving ball into space. Harvey. Closely checked by Varco. Had the jumper ball. Just played it beautifully, Brent Harvey. Knew that Varco was there.
No, it was well called, Spotter. Just experience. He knew that Varco was there, so he let go of the ball.
The North skipper drives it up in the direction of Hale. Couldn't take the mark out of bounds.
Well, one thing with that forward set up there, Jace, you've got Hale and Petrie going for the same ball, which means you've got two defenders as well. They need to separate.
Interesting role for Varco too, with Ling having a spell on the bench. He goes to Brent Harvey, and they say he's done a lot of work on his fitness in the off-season.
Johnson. In the direction of Duncan. Had some time. Bartel, the 1-2. He's not too good a handball. The ball will go out of bounds, and we'll do it again out of side. Spud.
With Bartel, when you've called him a couple of times, obviously, Swatter, he's got a new hairdo.
He has.
And he's got the longer locks.
You like it?
Oh, well, I'm not into fashion, mate.
I love it.
Oh, you're just jealous, Jace.
I want it.
You're a little bit deprived of hair, aren't you?
Block in the ruck.
Greenwood. No, sorry, I should say. It is Dawson up against Todd Goldstein. Played in a practice match last week. He rucked against 3 other teammates and worked him over and did pretty well.
Oh, that's good. Well, professional free kick, but I like Tommy Hawkins the way he's presenting. He's a big frame, and straight at the ball. Really does engender a lot of faith in your backline players in midfield.
Oh,
Overcooked the kick.
Andrew Mackie.
Mackie.
Just straight through the hands.
Laidler. Stationary target in Kelly. Goes back to Hawkins, where it once came from.
Andrew Mackie just wiping
Mooney's
his
got
hands.
a free kick at Steve Johnson, so I've been watching off the ball. It was Daniel Pratt. Stevie Johnson's got the free.
Just hanging on to him, was he?
He was.
Just going to say Andrew Mackie's coming from the ground now for a spell, but after he dropped that mark, he was wiping the hands on the jumper. It's a pretty warm day here in Melbourne, and I dare say he's sweating pretty heavily. The ball's just slipped straight through.
Well, it was great forward play from Johnson.
That's a costly mistake, Spud.
Well, it is. Daniel Pratt's got to understand that there's always an umpire in that vicinity, so if you're going to hold and prevent the run, you're always in danger of giving a free kick away.
Be there where you are there.
Had a much publicised issue with
On the 9-point play or the you want the 9-point play or the 6? Wenny, stay there. That's a 9.
It's Tom Hawkins if it's a 9.
Well, there you go.
That's a
Good
pretty easy.
explanation.
Yeah, but it's also a pretty easy question to answer. Do you want the 9-point play or do you want the 6? Well, gee, I think we'll take the 9, please.
Well, especially Tom's got a big leg as well.
Yeah. Yep. Although Stevie Johnson's probably saying, no, I'm happy with the 6 because it's mine if it's that way.
He begrudgingly gave that ball back, didn't he, like most forwards, Spud?
I'll tell you what, he needs to be careful, Daniel Pratt. He does get pretty physical and emotional. The boys are baiting him. He doesn't want to give away another 50.
9-point play. Hawkins has already got one. From 48 metres out. Distance not a problem. And I'll tell you what, Tom Hawkins is on target. 2 goals for Tomahawk. Cats skip it out. 1 super goal. 2 goals. I'm just not used to calling an extra goal, Spud. It is basically 21 points to 6.
Yeah, it's a super goal. And Jace, you called it early in his first shot on goal. I know it's only early, but a couple of kicks nice and early because it has been a little bit of an area of improvement for Tom Hawkins, his goal kicking, but he has flushed those 2 kicks.
Is he the next Tony Lockett, Spud?
Look,
I worked on radio 2 years ago and you went with the early quote. Danny.
Come on, I'm not going to tip into it.
You know it's true because he doesn't want to talk.
He's got a long way to go.
That's the truck backing up still 2 years on. Nonetheless, he's got 2 goals. One is a 9-pointer.
Hasn't got the ball. Same as Harvey's.
Just got a death.
But it's a positive sign, though. 2 goals nice and early. Started on the bench, Tom Hawkins.
Joel Corey, just one of these players that at the end of a game, you look at the stat sheet, he's had 35 tackles, 35 touches and 8 tackles. Just accumulates the ball.
That was too easy.
Selwood.
There was
got a hand to it.
A huge space there, Shotter, where James Kelly was all on his own, but the kick missed him. They got a terrific block from one of his teammates up forward and found a pocket of space, but they just couldn't take advantage of it, the Cats.
Just happy to get it out of the danger zone for the moment. Enright gets back there first. Good work by Corey Jones. Support by Gilly. Handball not good. What can the Kangaroos do? Swallow. They look to work the outer side. It's a vacant forward 50. Hale will not have the speed to go with a couple of Cats. 15-point lead with just over 6.5 minutes to be played in this first turn. Colby, have the Kangaroos done anything different when players have come off the ground?
Certainly not, Swatter, so you might want to talk to those 2 co-commentators that came up with that, but just standard business as usual, just a drink and a walk, mate.
Might have been set up there, Colby.
No, that was in an article during the week. They said he was very big on the sports science angle of recovery, and he's certainly going to apply that to players when they come off and have a spell, but that's something that no doubt will evolve throughout the course of the year.
Chief, how much science is a man just walking 30 yards?
No new science in that at the moment, Schroeder, but as I said, that will evolve.
Ball at half forward for the Kangaroos across the face of goal on that occasion. Ball goes out of bounds. The kick from Adams, and we'll do it again. This on the near side. Bartel waiting to come back on. Reigning premiers looking to get off to a great start like last year. Kangaroos player on that occasion was Cruz Garlett, one of the free kick, no whistle on play. Corey just looks so comfortable even if there's a lot of pressure around him, the Cats. They've done it well for a number of years. Not a good kick. Goldstein took the mark, got it to Urquhart. Left foot ball outside 50 for 9. No! Well done, Tom Monaghan.
I'll tell you one thing we have seen already in this first quarter. A lot of turnovers, and from established players as well, particularly with handball, also when they've got to make a quick decision with the kick, because you do so much fitness work and skill work over the off-season, and you do some simulated match practice, but the one thing you can't simulate is the pressure of an actual match against an opposition side, and that's what players have to deal with first up.
Johnson floated the handball to Blake, did well. Got it back, Stevie J. Back edge of the square. Squeezed the kick to Enright, has got some time. Harvey arrives late. Hunt, good pressure again, good smother by Harvey. Hunt's got to go back and clean up his work. The Cats have got numbers to the near side. Lonigan playing a defensive role, which he did a fair bit last year because Tommy Hawkins started to emerge as a legitimate forward spud.
That's why they're so good, Geelong. You saw Cameron Ling, he's the captain, he's playing the midfield. One of their midfielders always get down and create the extra for their back line.
Tom Allwright on for his first run. And it goes out of bounds. We'll have it thrown in between wing and half forward, out of side. Cats leading by 14 points. Almost 20 minutes played of this opening term. Dockers taking on Melbourne later on this afternoon in Perth. That'll complete round one. Numbers again favour Geelong. Selwood's handball intended for Varco. Couldn't find the target. Zeeble somehow comes away with the ball. Left foot kick round the corner. Bounce in front of Corey Jones. Can he keep it in? No.
He's an interesting one, Corey Jones. Shorter. Now there's a man that
Was out of favour last year.
Effectively had the papers stamped by Dean Lady. All of a sudden, you get a new lease of life with a new coach coming in. He says, I'll judge you on your merits. He's obviously had a very good pre-season. And here he is with an opportunity to impress. I dare say he needs to make the most of these opportunities, though, Corey Jones.
Won a reprieve with Darren Crocker, who now sits beside Brad Scott. Steve McBurney, the man there with the white hat on. The free kick going to Andrew Swallow. What a year he had.
Sun smart there from umpire McBurney.
Yeah. He was the last person that wore a hat playing a game of football. Brownlow medalist played for Melbourne.
Jimmy Steins.
There you go. Yep. Many years ago, Chief.
Best and fairest winner here, Andrew Swallow from last year.
45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Pushes it wide. Just scrapes in for a behind. 1-2-8 the Kangaroos, trailing Geelong 1 super goal, 2 goals, 21.
One thing they won't want to do, North Melbourne, is miss too many opportunities, particularly of that sort of quality from the edge of the corridor. You've got to make the most of those shots on goal.
Lonergan and Kelly off, Burns and Harry Taylor back on. Through the corridor, leans to Bartel, to Ablett, to Johnson. The cream of Geelong getting involved. Podsy Adley needs a kind bounce. Couldn't take it cleanly. Might have been taken high by Daniel Pratt.
Well, he's had the one kick already. It's going to be an acute angle.
He thought the free kick was his, Daniel Pratt. He can't believe it.
Shouldn't be too surprised, really, should he, Pratty? He's been a prodigious goal kicker in the VFL. Recruited to the club originally to be part of their fitness department. Such was his dominance last year with the Cats at VFL level. They took him as a mature age rookie. He's a goal kicker. It's the right side for a left footer. And he's just pushed it to the left-hand side. His first goal, his first score, I should say, at AFL level is a behind. Geelong 22, North Melbourne 8, and we've got just over 3 minutes remaining.
One thing Brad Scott will be talking to his team at quarter time, just when you go forward, forwards work, because they've gone inside 50, 10 to Geelong's 9. They've only kicked the 1 goal, so just have to be a bit more productive when go inside their forward 50.
Rawlings to himself. Target Warren.
And a lot of
bounds.
Sorry, Swanner, a lot of that's to do with work rate as well. It's hard for the player up the ground when you look up and you see a sea of Geelong players, especially their midfield, getting down, creating that extra. So the half forwards and the forwards need to work.
Bartel blocked off the ball by Greenwood. Ablett kept his feet. Composure. And the ball. Johnson round the corner. Hawkins to fly. Got up, clunked it, couldn't take it.
I like it though.
Had a good piece of it. Adams did well. Shove it a handball. Right, Kangaroos defenders under a lot of pressure. Johnson tried to take them all on, and that's why he's been pinged for holding the ball. Harding.
Good gather.
Gathered at pace. Short kick down the line.
Didn't have the kick to match the gather, unfortunately, but this is what we were talking about before with Tom Harley. If he plays in front and leaps high to take the ball at the highest point, they're not going to get a fist on it, the defender. It just comes down to whether he's got the balance and poise to take the mark, or on that occasion, he just lost his balance mid-air and slipped through the fingers.
Well, he did win the high jump for Melbourne Grammar, so...
Tommy Hawkins.
Yeah, he's a high jump champion at the APS.
Taylor to Mackie, camped inside the square, defensive side.
He's got an extraordinary build for a high jumper, given they're normally tall, whippy types.
Cats go out wide. Selwood in sunshine and got plenty of room. Casually.
I reckon you would have made a good high jumper, Spud.
No, I would have been a good mat, I think, for the high jump. Just to land on, something to land on.
Spud's more of a shot putter, Chief.
I said that marking pad before the game. I should have just strapped one of them on me back when I played.
That's a 14-point margin. Just under 2 minutes remaining of this first quarter. Dawson, Adams, so his teammate Greenwood up the creek. Rawlings tries to extract it. So does Burns. It's the voice of the capped up Steve McBurney. Eventually, persistence pays off. Wright takes the mark.
Now that's tough, because he was about to hand pass to a player going forward. He checked himself and said, no, I won't, and then went to step back. Cameron Mooney has to be there to cut off that hand pass if he goes on with it, and that's exactly what he's telling him. You have a look here to the right of screen. He has a player running ahead of it. He thinks about the left-hand hand pass, decides against it. That's a tough 50-metre penalty on Cameron Mooney.
We'll need to get Petrie or Hale into the game here, North.
Here's
There
one
you
of
go,
them.
right on cue spot. He drops the pill. Tries to get around Lonian, left foot, wobbling, ball, courage shown. Well done, Lauren. Lee Colbert spoke about his pre-season. That was courageous, running with the flight of the ball. He should line up for a relatively easy goal, Spud.
It was courageous. David Hale, at the last minute, you'll see Drewy here just getting the ball under the left boot. Great courage, eyes on the ball, and good play there from Hale. Just got enough body on Harry Taylor to allow Ben Warren to mark that ball. So great team play there from big David Hale.
Well picked up, Spud. Let's hope that Ben Warren can capitalise on that good work by David Hale. He kicked the opening goal of the game, lining up for his second. It's in the book. Ben Warren's got two with 27 seconds to play this first term.
What's better from North? They need reward for effort. Inside 50s are 11 all.
It's an interesting contest because his opponent, Jeremy Laidler, has front position, Spud, which isn't a very good thing for a back. It's a great thing for a backman to have front position, but if you haven't got touch and feel of your opponent and he doubles back like that, you're going to be in all sorts of trouble. And as you said, if his teammate gives him a chop out as he's backing back to give him a clear path, he's going to mark it every time.
2 goals to Ben Warren. 8-point lead to the Cats.
We've seen nearly a quarter of football under Brad Scott, but it's just, it hasn't been a free-flowing game at all. Very difficult to pick up much about style at the moment, other than the fact that they're having a go, which is what we've always come to expect from North Melbourne outfits anyway. Let's get a look. It's certainly going to take a while before we see Brad Scott's imprimatur on North Melbourne's game style.
Work it forward, McIntosh. Got the handball from Anthony, stripped by Mooney.
The one area Geelong are doing well, 21 tackles to 13. Geelong.
Podsiadly got up. Staying down was Hawkins. Tried to squeeze a handball. Podsiadly hasn't had the best of it down at ground level. Still at half forward for the Cats. Rawlings tried to get a handball out of the zone. That's it. Quarter time here at Etihad Stadium. Entertaining opening quarter for the Kangaroos and the Cats. It is a 8-point lead for the Cats here. When we come back, Jason Dunstall, Danny Frawley and Lee Colbert to pick that opening term apart. Stick around, plenty more to come.
Brad Scott will do things his way. He'll be innovative. He'll try and challenge the systems. And I just think it's exciting to see new things happen.
The 2 players there with the blue singlets on are the substitutes. When they replace a player, that ball will have to come back.
Yeah, it'll have to. Well called, Swatter.
And the players are substituted. The players that come off, that is Ed Lower and Michael Ferrito. Whoever they replace won't take any further part in the game. And for the Cats, their subs, Taylor Hunt and Stephen Motlop. 8-point lead to the Cats. Second term underway. Zeeble wrapped up by Enright. Ball spills free. Lean managed to get boot to ball. Into some space. Cats with a couple of numbers around it, including Bartel and Tom Allwright. Second-year rookie, played 14 games with the Cats VFL, battled to overcome a knee injury in the second half of 2009, was taken with pick number 46 in the 09 rookie draft, originally from the Tassie Devils.
Feel the strength of Ablett through the legs.
A rare fumble, Spud. Good enough to get it back. Lean, right side of the body. Hawkins ridden into the ground.
I like the way he presents Trotter, because every time he's straight at the footy, he's hard, he's in front, and he's going to win more free kicks than he gives away playing like that.
And the other thing, as you know, better than Spud and I, is the fact that when you've got a big target who leads up the ground, it opens up space, and there you go.
Free kick out. Free kick going to Lockie Hansen now.
Not against you down the ground.
Yeah, it was holding from the Geelong forward.
Opportunity here now for Petrie.
Petrie's got to be good. And the stretch Taylor and Varco make it hard. Petrie did very well. They work it forward. Ben Ross needed to be clean. Cats always do a great job at getting numbers back. Harvey round the corner. Squeezes it in for behind, the opening score of that second term, and we've got a 7-point ball game.
Thought he did very well, Ben Ross, to get that hand pass out to Brent Harvey, but that's the second time we saw an absolute sitter in the first term that Drew Petrie got his hands to and he spilt. That one a little bit tougher, but when he's on his game, he eats those up.
Selwood from Corey. Looks inboard. See your players and finds a teammate. Bartel. Eventually Ling to Hunt. Normally a thumping kick. Goes short and low. Finds Burns. Where's Hawkins? He's going deep.
Good running by
running
Hunt.
from Hunt.
And very clever, Shannon Burns, to actually reward the guy that's worked hard. But Hunt was the one that kicked it to Burns in the middle of the ground. He gave him time to run into space. He just hung onto the ball, allowed him to get into the attacking 50, and then chipped it over.
It's a great luxury to have for Bomber Thompson to have a quality player such as Josh Hunt. You've already won a couple of flags, and he comes in as a ready-made defender.
Not a bad replacement for Tom Harley, who announced his retirement at the end of last year.
Why is it that some blokes that are regarded as the best kicks in the game becomes a different ball game when you put them in front of the big sticks and a set shot? He'll hit a target from anywhere in the defensive side of the park, Josh Hunt, and it'll be a low dart. But for some reason, the mental side of the game kicks in when you've got to line up the big sticks.
Well, he doesn't get down that end that often. A little bit.
But he's still the best. He's still one of the best kick going around, Spud. It's just, all I'm doing is highlighting how much more of a mental aspect there is to goal kicking than actually field kicking, which is instinctive.
Kangaroos in with a chance here. They work it forward from the kick in. Zeeble had an open goal and had a free target in Petrie.
Yeah, well, he did, and I think that's experience, Swatter.
Yep.
We could all see that Petrie had a little bit of space, but Jack had a little bit more time just to lower his eyes and have a look at his free North Melbourne teammate.
That's what was confronting Harry Taylor. So he went with the short option, gets it back from Lonergan. Can go to the outer side. Hunt's camped out there.
And it's two-pronged, that missed kick from Zeeble, Swatter, because if Petrie marks the ball, all of a sudden Harry Taylor has to play a more defensive game.
We've got a North Melbourne player in trouble here, Spud. He's coming off in the hands of the trainers.
It's Liam Anthony.
That is not a great sign.
No.
He looks in great difficulty.
Stay with that, Chief. In the meantime, Geelong.
Good pressure here from North.
Just maintaining possession, though, Spud. They never look flustered. Absolutely confident in whatever they do. Enright got it to Ablett. Didn't deserve to get it there, but somehow he did. Poor bounce by Ablett. Look at the numbers. Anthony coming off, not good. Kick in the direction of Mooney. Great work by Thompson. Worked his way to the front spot. Wants a target. Tried to get it to Hansen. They need support, the Roos defenders. They're under pressure. Thompson didn't get boot to ball. Bartel did, and did it absolutely beautiful, Jimmy.
Well, he's one of the stars of the game, Jimmy Bartel, isn't he? He's a prolific possession winner. He's probably the best mark of any of the midfielders going around. He marks above his head very, very strongly. A terrific banana on the run there. While all that was happening, we saw Liam Anthony come off. You just see a replay here of the ball being scrambled around, and that's not the man you want to pick it up with the goals on his side. But Liam Anthony came off in a lot of difficulty, was almost throwing up. I reckon he's popped a real severe knock. The midriff will get Lee Colbert to follow that one up.
The usual suspects for Geelong, a little bit of a worry there. Midfield are getting a lot of the ball. Enright 15, Skipper Cameron Ling 11, Selwood 9, Corey 8, Mackie is a defender 8, and Bartel, as we said, kicked the goal. He's at 8 disposals as well.
It's Liam Anthony coming off.
He couldn't get out of a little seriously slow jog and was nearly dry reaching when he came off and went straight up the race.
Mackie squares the ball. Simpson had to wait. Loose ball at ground level. Zeeble got the boot ball away despite some good pressure. Favourable bounce to McIntosh. To Rawlings. Important kick. Petrie. Good spoil by Taylor. And a good umpire. Good umpiring decision on that occasion.
One thing we can say about Geelong, they are so clean in close. They do not fumble. They're working close for each other the way they throw it around.
Throw in deep inside their forward 50. Kangaroos, but Johnson gets involved, as does Harry Taylor, and then Corey Enright. 35 out, swallowed, boot to ball, a la Jimmy Bartel, and that's exactly what the Kangaroos needed from the best and fairest winner from last year. Andrew Swallow gets his first goal for the afternoon.
Well, much needed goal there from North. You just see here, just the errant handball there from Harry Taylor. He tried to scoop the ball over the top when you're in the corridor. Now, if you're going to make a mistake as a defender, make a long one and a wide one. A little dinky handball over the top is always giving the opposition a chance to have a shot on goal. A very good goal there from Andrew Swallow.
Goal apiece in this second quarter. Only played 3 games in 2008, and that's a good sign with Liam Anthony managing a smile.
He still looks pretty shaken up, doesn't he? I reckon he's
in no hurry to get back on.
I reckon he's copped a real nasty one, and hopefully nothing more than shaken up.
Cats by 7 points. Burns was hard off the line. Swallow tried to come out with it. Quick hands to McIntosh. They worked it to right in front of Warren. Can give a handball off. It was a quick one to Greenwood. Got around Laidlaw. Spotted an option.
Well, that's the first.
Well, Spud.
Yeah, it's the first clean possession or delivery that Big Drew's had. So it's a good kick from North. As I said, the first clean effort for him to mark the ball. Sorry, Chief.
Played every game last year, career total of 176, kicked 27 goals, 21 through Petrie.
He's just fumbling it on the fingertips as he caught it too. They're just not sticking at the moment for him, but he was in the right position and he just had soft hands.
Tight angle, consecutive goals. That's not going to be the case on this occasion. Pushes it wide for a behind.
Mind you, he's not a very good player, Harry Taylor. Very underrated before even last year's grand final. He was outstanding on Nick Revolt.
He did play particularly well, didn't he?
I think the league record now, Jace, for the amount of spoils in a game. 16 spoils he had in the grand final. Yep.
Play on.
Gillies.
I'll do my homework on the defenders.
You used to have that every week.
You wouldn't know what a spoil was.
The difference was, Chief, 15 of those went into the back of someone's head.
That's what it is.
No, it wasn't.
Selwood, half back, broadcast side. Cats lead by 6 points.
Dangerous kick.
Yep.
Called Spud. Campbell thought he might have been held.
Great tackle.
Great tackle in the arm.
Tackle.
We've got to get rid of it, David. That is demonstrative behaviour. This is a 9-point play.
Well, it is, and it's the perfect tackle. And that's what Brad Scotland want. The pressure on the Geelong ball carriers here. You can see the second effort from Campbell. He was the one that initiated the contest. The old chicken wing. Wojcinski's right arm, as we see another angle here. Perfect tackle.
The good thing about that, Spud, he was involved in a passage of play, got up off the ground and didn't watch when again. It was within his vicinity, but not all players do that.
I'm not sure what he was that upset about, unless he thought perhaps that Campbell had got away with the throw a little earlier.
For the lead, 9 points. Matt Campbell kicks the super goal, and the Kangaroos lead by 3 points.
Well, that'll please Brad Scott to create a goal through forward pressure. As we see here again, the perfect chicken wing tackle. Matty Campbell grabbing David Wojcinski's right arm, which enabled him not to dispose of the ball by hand or foot. And then, of course, a bit of talking back to the umpire, 50 metres. That is very, very costly. I don't think Mark Thompson would be happy. It's okay to get tackled and give a free kick away, but then to give a 50 away is pointless.
Been a bit of talk about that so-called chicken wing tackle as well. What I like about that is Matty Campbell, he didn't slam Wojcinski into the ground. It wasn't dangerous. It didn't put his shoulder or his head at risk. He did it very, very well.
11 goals. Oh, a fair bit of effort in that bounce. 11 goals from 12 games last year for Matt Campbell. Geelong work it to Tom Allwright. Casually to Selwood at full steam. Couldn't take it cleanly. Pratt, hands and knees. Shovels it out. Look at the numbers here for Geelong. Stevie Johnson. Touch was the call. Rawlings. Got Goldstein. Needs to be quick. Might have spent it before he had it. Goes out of bounds. No damage done.
More productive this quarter, North. They've been inside their forward 55 times for 2 goals, 3. So every time they've been in, they've had a shot on goal.
Well, look at this throw-in. The young Geelong ruckman, Dawson Simpson. He is a tall young man, isn't he?
Yep.
206 centimetres.
To do with a bit of extra height, weight, I should say. Johnson through traffic, tried to get it to a teammate, Mitch Duncan. Swallow intercepted it. Starting to get a little bit of confidence now, the Kangaroos players. Good handball, releases Tarrant. Harding's got to go. Decides to wait. Wojcinski. When Harvey's got a different player on, jumper on. They can go to Petrie. Corey Jones works hard. Should honour that. Ignores it because Petrie worked hard as well. Has to wait. Wasn't a good kick. Gillies was taken high, not high. Taken with the ball. At ground level now. Harry Taylor. Hale wanted it. Put his head over the ball. Pack forms. Spud.
Well, Jury, he's leading well, Petrie, but unfortunately 3 disposals this quarter. 2 have gone to ground and not one to his advantage.
I reckon David Wojcinski had loved the last 2 minutes back. He's given away a 50-metre penalty, 9-point goal, and then that was a terrible turnover that should have been punished.
But no damage. Harry Taylor's got the ball. Free kick was at half back against David Hale. Dived on it, didn't get the ball out or make an attempt. Ablett. Good spoil by Pratt. Cleared the danger zone momentarily. Duncan, good composure. Good kick. Wonderful goal, Mitch Duncan. Kicks his first goal of the afternoon. And the Cats get their lead back.
Well, we don't know a lot about him, young Mitch Duncan, but he's a likely type, if that's any indication. Good composure with plenty of pressure around him, opposition players. That's the original free kick for just lying on the ball. The kick comes in now. His first instinct would have been to give the hand pass. He's got plenty of good players around him, amongst them G. Ablett and S. Johnson. He just sells the little dummy, straightens up and kicks the goal. That is tremendous.
Mitch Duncan, selected on the wing in the 2009 Under-18 All-Australian team, represented WA in the Under-18 Championships last year. He's a former AIS graduate and recorded the 8th fastest 3K time trial at draft camp last year. How do you reckon you two blokes would go at that?
That'd still be clocking me.
Cats by 3 points. We played almost 14 minutes of this second term. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the Fremantle and Melbourne game to be played later on this afternoon. Right. To Harding. Good spoil. And keeping his feet, Spud. And then got met heavily. That was Josh Hunt. Anthony back on the ground and just threw it. That was a great tackle by the hairy cat.
Good to see him back out there, though, Liam Anthony. And that's 50.
Well, that's 2 50-metre penalties in the last minute and a half for the Kangaroos.
Both teams have to read the play now of the umpires.
Yep.
They are going to pay them at will, and you get a feel that they're going to pay any 50 after a mark or free kick.
Now, it's a 9-pointer if he kicks it, but the mark is right on the 50-metre line. This would take Cameron Mooney's best. He's just going to load up and give it a ride.
That's right with the
and
kick.
Kicked it out in the full.
Yep. Overcooked it, Chief. Couldn't have said it any better.
He tried to throw the kitchen sink at that, didn't he? All technique went out the window.
2 metres. Thank you.
35 playing 32.
Kick it in now.
Scott Thompson just wants to switch play.
It really is a shame that the torpedo has died a natural death, because a spot like that, instead of trying to kick a drop punt 5 or 10 further than you normally do, you could just time a normal torpedo punt. Everyone knows you're having a shot at goal. It's not going to be any worse result than the one he's just kicked out on the full. Why can't they kick a torpedo?
You don't think the result or the response from the coach would be any different if you just unloaded from outside 50?
I'm only suggesting in the NAB Cup, because it's worth 9 points, it's a kick that should be investigated. There are some players that have very good kicks to the torpedo punt.
Thumbs up.
Something we don't see a lot of.
No, at 9 points a pop, I reckon it's something you should at least give a little bit of licence to certain players with.
Garlett went hard at the ball. Free kick against Tom Allwright. Cruz Garlett. Not a good kick to Zeeble. He had good composure.
That's clever.
That's a great kick. Goes to Adams. Can square it to Corey Jones. Needs to be good. Oh! Mark, free kick doesn't matter. Taken high by James Podsiadly.
He kept his eyes on the ball,
Could be
Corey
50,
Jones.
Spud.
It was great play, good courage, good contest. He's giving him 50. I'll tell you what the key to that play, though, was the quick ball movement. North got the ball, and they played on instantly.
I know as Corey Jones kicks the goal, he's going to have he's got to go back and do it again for some reason, because he hasn't blown time on, I guess, the umpire. In slow motion, it looked late, but in normal speed. It looked like it happened at the time he was marking the footy, so I'm not sure that it was a 50-metre penalty, but Corey Jones makes the most of it, kicks a goal, and look, great to see him get a hold of the footy. That's his first touch for the game.
But again, the quick ball movement, as we just saw the replay, I think it's just a free kick. Just a head-eye contact.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether there's 50 in that.
It looks late there because that's slow motion, but he was just trying to put the arm where the ball was coming into the hands of Corey Jones and didn't get there in time. Anyway, it makes for a good match, though. It's really opened up a bit after a very tight first term.
Kicked 3 of the last 4 goals, North Melbourne. Corey Jones with his first of the afternoon. Played 10 games in 2009. 14 goals, 12.
1 kick, 1 goal.
Blake against Goldstein. And the former got it down, but we'll do it again.
Again, very productive play from North Melbourne. Inside 50s this quarter, 6 to North, 5 to Geelong. 3 goals, 3 to North. They've scored every time they've gone inside their forward 50. So it means the forwards are moving, they're productive, there's plenty of space.
Bartel. Intended target was Lonergan. Giving away a free kick. Adams starting to work his way into the game. Kangaroos break quickly. Campbell.
They're breaking the space really well, Swatter.
Down the line to Warren. Was that no, out of bounds. Good call. Right on the spot, the umpire there.
He just didn't take it cleanly at the first grab, and when he took it at the second grab, he was over the boundary line. That's a throw-in.
Here's the replay. Talk it through us.
Well, first grab's in play. Second grab is over the boundary line. You've got to take it cleanly in the field of play.
Campbell. To Ross, left foot kick, top of the goal square. Corey Jones had a one-handed go at it, almost took it, got up with possession, Swallow, top of the goal square. Kelly, Hunt, wrap it up.
Oh, that's against Josh Hunt. He dropped the knee in. Yep. There you go, using your knee into his back. The umpire picked it up. This is silly. There's obviously a little bit of niggling in the contest, and just at the end you could see Josh Hunt. It's not, look, he doesn't really need it. He pushes him with his knee as opposed to kicks him or really drops the knee in, but it's just unnecessary.
It's fruitless, pointless.
Cost the team a goal.
That's all it can do, and that's what it's done.
Patch Adams has kicked.
Why flirt with it?
The Kangaroos' 6th goal, and they've kicked 4 of the last 5 goals in the match, and they've got themselves a nice 9-point lead with just under 7 minutes remaining.
We watched Josh Hunt arguing with the umpire.
I don't know how you can argue over this.
Have a look.
You'll see it very, very clearly. He comes in here on the left of screen, and is it Corey? Who's the target? Wait for it. This is while play's still going on, and then you'll see the left knee. It's just a push.
Pointless.
But he did it right in front of the umpire, and again, looked a lot less harmful in slow motion, Spud, but it was definitely there. Needless.
There's been a number of free kicks given away in the last 10 minutes that have been costly mistakes by both teams. I've seen a lot worse than that, though, Chief.
Oh, absolutely. But why do it?
No, couldn't agree anymore. Roos by 9. I reckon Brad's got to be enjoying himself in his first game as senior coach. His team leads by 9 points. After the Cats went to the first break, leading by 8. Starting to win some telling possessions from the centre square now. Zeeble, tapped by Campbell, into the path of Ross, round the corner. Warren will be happy to see it out and they can reset. 6.5 to play this second term. Goals to Swallow, Campbell, Jones and Adams in this second quarter at North Melbourne. And for Geelong, Bartel and Duncan. McIntosh going to ground with Zeeble. Ablett. What are his numbers, Chief?
Gary Ablett, he's just been workmanlike. He's only had a couple of hand passes in the second quarter, but his total possessions are 9. In fact, 8, sorry. 2 kicks and 6 hand passes.
Corey. Well done by Wright. As he was away, Joel Corey, and now the Kangaroos
Blue in the middle of the ground.
Yeah.
Stay with it, Spud.
Cameron Mooney.
He's not doing anything, Cam Mooney.
And Thompson. Scotty Thompson is still at it.
Swallow.
He's still at it.
Tried to stand his ground. Good spoil by Corey. Gets a shepherd by Hawkins.
Duncan Callaway running out there, the Geelong runner.
Gillies.
Cameron's nearly losing the plot here, and Duncan Callaway's aware of it.
I'll tell you what I like there, though. Scotty Thompson took a dive after a little bump from him, and the umpire wasn't falling in for that. He didn't pay a silly free kick. He said, just get up.
I think they've got history, those two. Jace, as well last year. So no love lost, and that's fair enough too. There we go, the full back and the full forward.
Have a look at this. He goes down, flicks the head back. The umpire says, get up.
Yeah.
Good umpiring. Very, very good umpiring. But I'll tell you what Geelong have done. They've lost a handle on this game the last 15 minutes or so. It is all the momentum with North Melbourne.
Well, they're spreading beautifully at the moment, North, and more importantly, their ball use is really lifted. They're hitting the targets.
Anthony got a bouncing kick from Jones. Urquhart to McMahon. They've got the run. Geelong have stopped for the moment. Driving ball, Harding. Second forward in was Haley. How did he drop it? Did well to get a handball off to Harding. The Kangaroos through Adams. Left foot kick round the corner.
Great
Ablett
smother.
deep in defence, sees it through for a rush behind.
Josh Hunt, he gave a free kick away early, but that was a magnificent smother there. There's Cameron Mooney coming off the ground.
You reckon they're just getting him to sit down, take a few deep breaths and cool off a little bit before he tees off?
Just cool the Jets.
Run down from behind. Good pressure again by North Melbourne. This time it's Greenwood.
And you're getting a lot of response from the Geelong players back-chatting to the umpires. They're not liking the fact that North Melbourne have taken the momentum of the game away from them. They're used to just dictating play.
Hansen sits it up for Harding. Good kick.
Well, he was on his own for an eternity then. The big improvement in North, they're hitting that target around 50 to 70 metres to an uncontested player, which then drags out the Geelong midfield and opens their forward line up. So it's worked great, but more importantly, they're lowering their eyes and they're hitting that target about 65 metres out from goal.
Lee Harding. Gary Ablett did it really well there. He's just made sure, middle of the screen, right-hand side, that Lee Harding doesn't have any room to play on and open up the angle. The kick from just inside the boundary line. It's not a bad-looking kick to the near side, for or behind. Kangaroos doing all the attacking at the moment. 46 playing 35. And we have 3.5 minutes to play this second term.
Just need to occupy a little bit of possession, Geelong. Just get the football and keep the football. Hit a few targets. Don't get caught in possession. Just maybe slow the tempo down a little bit and get back to maintaining possession.
Oh, a dangerous handball, this one.
Yeah, but it's never dangerous when you give it to G. Ablett, is it?
Oh, not when you've got Matty Campbell on you, though.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Well, it's a silly, silly handball because Matty Campbell's in the team for two things: to kick goals, but forward pressure. He's already created a 9-pointer in the first quarter by his tackling.
High ball from Pratt, Hale to fly, Bartel in front. Warren went hard at it, had a second crack. So does Bartel. Ooh, a bit of pressure. The Cats defenders around the corner. Anthony Harding, easy mark. And an easy goal, and the Kangaroos just skip it away in the shadows of half-time here at Etihad Stadium. North Melbourne won Super Goal, 6 goals, 752. Running all over the top of the reigning premiers, 1 Super Goal, 4 goals, 235. But before we get the thoughts of Danny Frawley and Jason Dunstall, let's head boundary side. Lee Colbert.
You mentioned Cameron Mooney coming off the ground. Actually, he might have a little bit of a leg problem, boys. He came off and spoke to both physio and doctor, but as you said, resting at the moment. A bit fiery, the big fella, so he's having a spell, but it might be a little bit of an issue with his leg.
Give you an idea of how well they're playing, Spud. North Melbourne have had 10 inside 50s in the second term. They've scored 10 times. Now, they've only kicked 5 goals, 5. They'd like that to be 7-3 or 8-2. But 10 entries for 10 scores is a pretty good return.
Well, it's putting their Geelong defence under extreme pressure. There's no doubting that. But it's been their ball use. It's been very, very good this quarter, North.
Good tap.
Kicked 5 of the last 6 goals in this second quarter. They trailed by 8 at quarter time.
The thing that I've noticed with Brad Scott and around the midfield, Darren Cocker, the midfield coach, Swatter, is when they win the ball in close, they're spreading beautifully.
Oh, have a look at that for a kick from Urquhart.
Thumping ball from Urquhart. They fly over the back of the pack. Harding, 2 in a minute.
Inexcusable.
Missed it. Great pressure from Mackie.
Well, it was.
How can you leave a forward over the back of the pack on his own spot? That's extraordinary.
Again, the Geelong defence, we'll just see here, great pressure from Mackie. Campbell's trying to do the right thing.
He tried, but it was only a half-hearted Shepherd.
But the Geelong defence are under the pump. Why? Because that ball should have been spiked wide out of the dangerous area, but it's spilled over the back.
He's been terrific, Matty Campbell, but he puts on a better Shepherd there, and Harding kicks the goal.
Gavin Urquhart might have a problem. We'll check in with Lee Colbert shortly. Con Metropolis just having a check of the facial region of Gavin Urquhart. Cats under enormous pressure. They led by 8 at quarter time. And in this second quarter, they've managed 2 goals, but their opponents have managed 5, and they've kicked the last 3 of the game. And they are full of running. Thompson squeezes a handball. Plenty of numbers favouring the Kangaroos.
Oh, they're way here, North, if they can look in.
Middle of the ground. Ross wants the ball. He's got Pratt in front of the commentary box. He'll get there eventually. Kelly's got to close the space. Wants him on his left side. Corralled him, but a good kick by Pratt nonetheless.
Great transference of play. It started over the far wing, that ball.
Too far out, Campbell.
Hale wants it long. McIntosh flies. Got a hand up. Geelong with numbers for the moment. Just over a minute to play. Try to work it out of their defensive zone.
Oh.
All right. Well, that wasn't all right, Tom. It was a great smother by Petrie. Follows up with a good tackle. And Ling wants the safety of the boundary line. That could be deliberate. No, not according to Stuart Wynn.
Well, experienced play there from the skipper, but just as well that ball was smothered in the end because North were ready for that errant kick.
Jeremy Laidler, my apologies to Tom, all right? He was all right. I wasn't. Swallow through traffic. Banana! Harry Taylor.
Good pressure from McIntosh.
Yeah. Ball still in the danger zone. Varco to Kelly. Closed down by Boomer Harvey.
Again, that perceived pressure. You saw Harry Taylor go to ground without a lot of contact. It means you're under the pump as a defence.
They'd like to steal a goal before half-time, the Cats, because they've been outplayed just about for the entire second term. So 53 playing 35. North Melbourne leading by 17 points, and still Con Metropolis having a look at Gavin Urquhart.
Looks like
Let's go down to Lee Colbert.
Little leg under the eye, but Colby.
Yeah, exactly. He got a whack right in the middle of the ground there, got the free kick and come off there. Had some ice on it and it was already come up.
Burns. Good pressure from behind again by Zeeble.
That's been the story of the second term. It's been that pressure. Whenever, oh, here's a 50-metre penalty. Whenever Geelong have got possession, they've been forced to make a snap decision by incredible pressure all over the ground from North Melbourne.
Well, that's obviously a focus with the new coach in Brad Scott.
Yep.
Move out, Joel, move out.
Urquhart going up the race, boys. That eye seems to be troubling him a little bit more.
Anthony goes short and low to Harvey with 13 seconds on the clock. He won't know that that's the amount of time left. Cameron Ling standing the mark, 48 metres out.
If the siren goes before he kicks it, do you think he's in range, Spud? He's the sort that would kick a torp if he needed to.
I prefer him on the run.
Yep.
Well,
he's going to have to kick it from just outside 50.
Well, they trailed by 8 points at quarter time, North Melbourne. They've kicked 5 goals to 2 in this second term. This would be an exclamation mark of what can only be described as a fantastic second term of football. Brent Harvey, the skipper, from right on 50, and he lets Cameron Mooney absolutely shank it out of bounds on the full. But importantly, North supporters, there's a lot to like. Your team leads the reigning premiers by 17 points. Underway, Kangaroos lead by 18 points. The winner will take on the winner of tonight's game, also on Fox Sports. That is Fremantle hosting Melbourne. Won't start immediately after this game, so just check your TV guide. Geelong through Varco. He's got away from Ferrito. Good run from Wojcinski. Loops a handball out to a teammate on that occasion. Was Motlop, Stephen Motlop, on for his first run. Ball goes out of bounds in front of Stevie J.
So that's very interesting. He picked up Varco, and then he dropped off him. He's going back to him now, but he dropped off him and waited for Gary Ablett to come into the forward line. So it must be Ferrito's job when he comes forward to pick up Ablett. He now goes back to Varco.
No players inside North Melbourne's forward 50. See your players around the ball, out of side. Geelong's attacking him to the locket end here at Etihad Stadium. They finished off that second quarter really well, the Kangaroos. Campbell tried to get the 1-2 from Liam Anthony before the boundary line won that.
What's an area where the Geelong midfield pride themselves on winning first possession. They got smashed around the clearances in the second quarter, so I look for a more spirited effort from there.
Bit of push and shove between Boomer Harvey and Joel Selwood.
Ling wearing Harvey closely, lower. One of the 2 substitutes on the ground now. Good kick down low and a good mark. Ben Warren.
Well, he's had a super game, Ben Warren. He's been everywhere.
That's got to be 50. That has to be 50. He said 5 times, give me 3 metres. Andrew Mackey never heard him. He puts the hands out and says, I never heard you. Look, They're mic'd up so we can hear them. We heard him clearly say, give me 3 metres, 3 metres.
Well, now it's a 9-pointer, and it's a fair old 50.
It's a big 50, Spud.
You've got end zone 9-point play.
9-point play for those new to the game when there's a free kick paid outside the attacking forward 50 and a 50-metre penalty is applied. It doesn't matter whether you kick the ball inside the forward 50. The free kick applies because it's further up the ground. This is a 9-point play. Ben Warren, opening goal. He has 2, lining up for goal number 3. Perfect start for the Kangaroos.
Oh, that hurts.
Perfect start for Ben Warren. He's got 3 goals, including the opening 9-point super goal in this third term. Kangaroos skip it out to a 20. Yep, we're coming. 27-point lead. We got there eventually, just working a little bit. Time delay on the scoreboard.
The scoreboard's just had a long season, off-season. What a great game he's played. He's had the 2 goals and now a super goal. But Geelong haven't reacted to the umpires today. And what I mean by that is the umpires are going to pay a 50 if you don't get back on the mark pretty quickly. And it started from the get-go, but they just haven't readjusted at all, the Geelong players, with the way the umpires adjudicating the game.
There's no doubt that Andrew Mackie didn't hear him. He was shaking the head on the mark, but we clearly heard the umpire say it 3 times. 5
50-metre penalties Geelong have given away in just over half of football.
We're not often or not used to seeing that from Geelong. Spud, Hunt, driving ball up towards Johnson. Good spoil by McMahon. Motlop, run down. It's been a highlight of the Kangaroos game all afternoon. Johnson.
Well, 2 of them have ended up in super goals.
Yep. 2
of those 550s. So not only give them a shot on goal, it gives them an extra 3 points per shot on goal.
Look there at Stephen Motlop, brother of Daniel and Shannon, that got tackled by Michael Frito.
Josh Hunt releases the handball. There's the barrel, Chief. It wasn't pretty. Off the boot of Mackie.
Under pressure on the run.
Inside the pocket, Thompson did it beautifully. Varco intended to do the same thing, but Thompson had the height. Right, like the look of this young boy. Goes out wide. Hale ran Lonigan underneath the ball. And the big man did pretty well. Got boot to ball down low. Got an extra 15 metres. Warren sees it out of bounds with Mack and will reset out of side. Half forward for the Kangaroos. They lead by 27 points.
The luxury of this stoppage now, you've got Hale taking the stoppage. Now he's playing the forward line, which allows Hamish McIntosh now to just fill the hole behind the play.
Knock it out.
Will the umpire knock it out? Kelly, Anthony, both players overran the ball. Campbell buffeted off the ball eventually. Kelly one out. Tried to get it to Burns. Ferrito grabbed it, drove it forward to Harvey.
Well, that was magnificent kick. Well-weighted kick. If Big Cameron Ling in a marking situation would outbody Brent Harvey, but the kick was too good.
Yep.
Ling could not get body on Brent Harvey. He desperately tried to get there, but the kick was, as you see Ferrito here, the kick was weighted beautifully to Brent Harvey. You see that Ling was desperately trying to get back. Super kick, Ferrito.
Brent Harvey had a shot to finish off the second quarter. Has a shot early stages of the third quarter. It's to the near side of the post. The other point, which I thought was good in that passage of play, Spud, was that Kelly fumbled, Burns fumbled, Ferrito was very clean. It's a 28-point lead to the Kangaroos. Geelong haven't kicked a goal since the 12-minute mark of the second quarter.
I'll tell you what, they just got to let off there because Brent Harvey doesn't miss too often. But if they're not careful, the Cats, they'll find themselves out of this game very quickly.
And then they'll be in the regional circuit. Oh, poor kick from have a look at this. Drew Petrie just needs to take it. He's got the pace away from Harry Taylor. Great work by Lee Harding. Well finished off by Petrie. And the Kangaroos march on.
Well, that hurts. As you see, Drewy there was on his own, and why wouldn't you be? It was just a magnificent defensive pressure again. North Melbourne created 4 or 5 goals today by their pressure and their ability to man the mark. From the get-go in this game of football, I think they've been really disciplined. Hawthorn with a benchmark 2 years ago in their premiership year, they've done really well in that area of the game.
What you don't see too often is that when the bloke on the mark smothers it, it's normally a smother. He caught that. turned around and saw Drew Petrie 20 metres out from goal, all on his own, and he was laughing when his teammates come up to him. He said, well, I didn't really do anything. I was just standing there. He's going, how easy was that? How long's this been going on?
Something you don't see often, Spud, a humble forward.
Well, he didn't get a lot of great delivery in the first half, so now he's reaping the benefits.
Game high 34-point lead to the Roos, and the pressure, the discipline and the commitment, it's just got the makings of the way Brad Scott played his footy.
Thanks, mate.
In these games of football too, early games, once you get a lead, both sides fatigued in that last quarter, so Geelong desperately need to do something in the next 10 minutes of play.
It's out. He dived, but it's out.
He was out. Ended up on the boot of Campbell. Corey Jones to fly. Did enough to spoil Mackie. Lonigan. He was around,
dangerous.
almost smothered off the boot. Might have been partially smothered. Good spoil by Warren. Varco with one arm fend on Harvey. Releases for the moment. Goes to Motlop. Out of wing. Good evasiveness. Then drives it long. Mooney's got two to beat. Ferrito did well. Back with the flight of the ball. It's just behind you, Cam. All you got to do is turn around. Wojcinski rocketed the handball, but the Kangaroos' pressure is absolutely fantastic. Greenwood
Ferrito's been terrific at the start of this.
to the
third
runner in
quarter.
Campbell, playing with a lot of confidence. Taken high.
Jace, you call it with Ferrito. He's direct to play. His half forwards loitering up the ground. So Ferrito says, OK, you can have a couple of cheap possessions around the midfield. I'll get back and support my defence.
They've opened up the near side of the ground. Wright has to go. Bartel comes the other way. Did well, Wright. Did very well.
Speed.
Had a teammate short, lower. Went for the longer option, Corey Jones. Had it thrown in deep inside the Kangaroos' forward 50. They currently lead by 34 points. Ling off, Selwood on for the Cats.
There was Michael Ferrito just supporting his defence beautifully. Creates a spillage and away they go north.
Petrie against Simpson. More experienced player won it. To lower. To set up again the Kangaroos. Zeeble. Composure. And he played 10 games of AFL footy. Can go to Ferrito if he wants. Goldstein didn't see him. Shut down by Enright. Kelly came through. Numbers to Greenwood. Kangaroos for another goal. No. Not even a score. This game is almost busted open for the Kangaroos.
I was about to ask you, Spud. It's 34 points at the moment, the margin. If they kick the next one, North Melbourne, are you prepared to write the Cats off?
Yeah, I am, but purely on the fatigue factor, because both sides will be out on their feet in the last quarter. It's their first full game under the competitive nature, and both teams would be suffering from lactic build-up, I would have thought.
It's one-way traffic at the moment.
Yep. Petrie did well to hold it in. Zeeble came through hard, but went without the ball. Another benefit the Cats have as Mackie was put under pressure by Johnson. Again, the Kangaroos not allowing them to get away. Duncan just hacks it forward. Right, should have taken the mark. Goes again, keeps it in front of him. Did well. Mopped it up. Ferrito has had an impact. Wright continues to do. Oh, what about the confidence of his young Roo outfit?
Their hands are both
Ross
fine.
taken down. Swallows there to support him. Absorbed the tackle. Shoveled the ball out. Down at ground level was Enright. Kelly looks up. He's got one man and one man only, and he's in a sea of Kangaroos players. They reload again. The mark taken by Ross.
Geelong have lifted, to their credit.
That's Adams, I should say. Sorry, Spud.
Yeah, they're a great team.
The other advantage the Kangaroos have is they probably started 4 to 5 weeks before Geelong. In better condition.
Too long.
Too far. That's a shame. He ran around Jimmy Bartel and James Kelly.
Now,
So they got their tails up, North Melbourne, but he just went too far. 1, 2, 3,
Should
4,
that
5,
not
6,
have been
7, 8, 9,
advantage
10,
call?
11, 12. Yeah, but you're
Because
right.
if the player
If they
chooses
play
to
on.
play
But
on.
I thought when there's normally been a little bit of a stoppage, though, before he chooses to play on, they bring it back.
Anthony's got to go. Coming hard the other way was Podsiadly.
I don't think Brad Scott will mind him taking, at least he's
No.
taking the game on.
Absolutely. Petrie's on again here.
Swallow towards his vice-captain. Takes the mark. Almost run down by Laidlaw. The big boy round the corner. Probably had too much time to think it through. But the mark's been taken by Corey Jones, has it not?
Oh, look at this.
Look at
Over
this.
the top.
Oh, he dropped it.
Dropped an absolute stunner. He had enough time. He almost cocked it up, and he's kicked a beauty.
It's their day. They cannot do a thing wrong. Even though they make a mistake, they're mopping up their own mistakes.
Time an early crow.
That was nigh on farcical. It's now 40 points. Have a look at how much time here. He breaks the tackle of Laidlaw. He messes up the snap. The ball's in the air for an eternity, but still Corey Jones takes the mark. Now, no one's paid any attention to Ben Warren standing in the goals. He drops it. Then it's smothered, and he's still got time to recover and kick it off the deck. You would be a very, very brave man to tip a Geelong comeback from here.
And it's not as if Ben Warren is playing on a youngster. He's playing on Andrew Mackie.
Yep.
So he's playing on one of the key defenders for the Geelong Football Club.
Doing a fine job too.
Kicked 4 goals.
Four goals. Leading goal scorer on the ground.
They're being dictated to, Geelong, and they don't like it. So right now, a lot of the senior players don't like it, and they're not handling it well.
Righto, you two gentlemen, when you get a moment, what do they need to do, the Cats, in order to get themselves back in the game?
Well, they need to win the ball for a start. They're getting smashed in the clearances, Geelong.
But when they win possession, it's not really clean possession. They're under enormous pressure every time they get the footy. Now, there's a Bronx cheer for a free kick, but it's not the umpire's fault. They've been very good today.
And more importantly, they've got to use the ball. Let Jimmy Bartell, no pressure on him there. The ball goes to grass.
Johnson
And poor old Tom Organs, he's barely seen it.
grabs the kick towards Burns. Good shove feet. Couldn't get away from a lunging tackle. Run down. That's holding the ball. And the pressure again. That's advantage.
Well, he had to give the second option then.
Petrie,
Burns.
one out with Lonergan.
Oh, they're on fire. Look at Corey
The
Jones.
handball
missed
had to
the
hit the target. Anthony was away. Warren was in front of goal, 30 out unguarded. But the Cats, great spoil by Adams. It's an inspired performance. It's only early. This young North Melbourne outfit with a young coach, a new facility and a new era in front of them are playing wonderful football.
I'll tell you what else they're doing, Schwatter. Disciplined, hard running.
And this is Harding.
It's not only hard running when they've got the ball, their ability to get back and support their defence, and it's led by Ferrito early. Not had the 3 disposals this half, but he's fresh, he's been the substitute. It's their ability to get back and support their
But
defence.
when they came through the middle of the ground there, you see
Ben Ross.
one player, Ben Ross, in the middle, but he had 2 out to his right, 1 to his left. Not a Geelong player within Cooey.
What they're doing really well is actually spreading the Geelong defenders. Geelong normally get a lot of numbers back. They seem to have spaces blocked up, but they're spreading Geelong's defence beautifully, the Kangaroos.
It's a whitewash.
Better on the run, Lee Harding. Distance won't be a problem. Nor will the accuracy. The Kangaroos are running away with this comfortably. They've now got themselves a 46-point lead. 8.5 minutes still to play this third term. Scoreboard reads North Melbourne 2 super goals, 9 goals, 981. Leading Geelong 1 super goal, 4 goals, 235. Spud.
Well, Jace, I remember the TAB sports bet before the game. You're talking about over 39 points. I think it was paying $10.
It was.
And you said any North Melbourne supporter, get on there. This quarter...
They're also $17 to win the NAB Cup.
Well, you have a look at this quarter again. 4 goals, 1. Geelong haven't scored. Geelong have only been inside their forward 53 times. North Melbourne 8.
Kicked the last 7 goals of the game. 8 of the last 9. It was an 8-point lead to Geelong at quarter time. 18-point lead to the Kangaroos. It's now 46 points in favour of North Melbourne. Ling around the body in direction of Burns and Wright. Ablett gathered it, disposed of it into the path of Johnson. McMahon will hem him in. Stevie J, handball intended for himself. Ferrito full of beans. So is Harding. Oh, just on the ground was Enright. Harding came through. Silly free kick, advantage paid. Podsiadly takes it in front of Ferrito. 65 from home. Will look up. Drive it in the direction of Johnson. Mooney. The former left it for Johnson. Gets it again. Mooney could have given it off. Needs to kick the goal. Was that touched off the boot?
Yeah, good goal.
No. Absolutely torched little Gaz. But he kicked the goal. A desperately needed goal for the Cats. They get one back.
Look, he probably did torch Gary, but I think it was hard to change his mindset. He was always going to kick a goal, and he thought, I need to do something here. We just see a little bit of an undisciplined free kick against Lee Harding there. We just see Johnson go for the ball. Mooney grabs it. Good front and square from Burns, but he had one thing and one thing only in his mind there, and that was to kick a goal.
It was, and I think once you get in the mindset of running around opponents to get angle to snap it, you're always going to do that. And Stevie Johnson got in his way when he wanted to kick it. He had to go around another North Melbourne player because Stevie, if he kicked it, he would have hit Stevie Johnson fair in the head.
First goal since the 12-minute mark of the second term. Cameron Mooney's got 2 goals for the afternoon. He kicked 46 goals, 42 from his 24 games in 2009. The trail by 40 points at the moment.
Kicks out.
Just got over under 7.5 minutes to play in this third term.
Play on, handball out.
Don't forget, one more game to conclude round 1 of the NAB Cup. That's later on this evening on Fox Sports. Fremantle hosting Melbourne. We'll have a bounce inside the centre square.
Geelong-like, 8 scoring shots to 20.
Slow getting up Gary Ablett. Maybe unlucky not to get a free kick there.
Blake to Ling. Got it to Burns.
Good pressure again.
Greenwood to Ferrito. Has been instrumental in this third term.
Well, Liam Anthony had the 25 disposals, but it was just that he's got the ball again for 26, but his gut running defensively and offensively is outstanding.
4 possessions to Michael Ferrito. Came on as a substitute. Ball out of bounds in front of Lockie Hansen. Half back, out of sight. Geelong down by 40 points.
One thing about North under Brad Scott, I know it's only early, it's 3/4 of football, is they're prepared to take the game on, which is exciting for everyone, no more than their supporters.
Rawlings is possessed. Selwood hard at it. Always is. Burns wrapped up by Greenwood.
Knock it out, knock it out.
Free kick played here.
Holding the ball. Bring the footy in, knocked it out. Straight to John Selwood, please.
Cameron Ling's doing a very good job.
Oh, that's 50 now.
So that's silly.
Now, that's interesting because Andrew Swallow will argue that he wasn't actually holding the ball. Now, you're not allowed, if you've got the ball, you're not allowed to put it on the ground. You've got to give it back.
Yeah.
But he's arguing that whilst he may have been over it, he didn't actually have it in his hands. But if you're deemed to be in possession of the footy, does that mean you have to pick it up and give it to him?
We'll have a good look at it here, Jace.
But he gets up, he's not touching it.
2 metres.
It was under his legs.
How is that a
That's not a 50. That is well called, Jason.
9-point play? A 9-point goal.
Well, that's a soda. That shouldn't be 50.
Let's go boundary side to Lee Colby.
Rotations, plenty are happening down here, of course. The Cats now getting closer to 90, and also the Kangaroos 73. But interesting, boys, watching it from down here, how much the Kangaroos have actually improved with their ball in close. They've practiced all pre-season, flipping it around, just like the Cats are so dominant in, and it's evident today. But don't ride the Cats off yet. It's still a ball game down here.
I'll tell you what, we didn't give the umpire enough credit there, Spud. He saw what we didn't. You just saw then on the replay. Andrew Swallow had his right hand underneath the footy.
He did.
He took it out, so he was in possession of the footy.
Well, let's have another look.
There it is. Look at the right hand. He takes it out. The footy rolls back to the ground. That is 50 metres, Schwatter.
Yeah.
You can look at me funny, but that is 50 metres every day of the week.
With Jace,
Terrific umpiring.
I will stand corrected from the umpire. I said he made the wrong choice, but that was 50. He did have his hand under the ball.
I'm not arguing with you. That's why you do what you do very well. Geelong inside 50 again. Mooney, back of the Cat, rolls into an open goal. And can you believe the Cats have kicked the last 3 goals of the game? They're now trailed by 25 points.
You wrote them off, Spud.
Yes.
One thing Geelong can do, see, talk about throwing a guy under the bus. One thing Geelong can do, they can score quickly. They've kicked 3 in 3 minutes, but is it against the flow of play? But again, you wouldn't be happy if you're the defensive coach of North Melbourne.
Have a look
the
at this,
ball
though,
must
Spud.
go forward.
Everybody flew. Nobody stayed down. 4 or 5 defenders, all 4 or 5 flew.
Well, I don't mind them going. If they're going to go, one of you get a purchase on the ball and clear the arc. Get the ball out long and wide with a spike. No, there's 4 or 5 going, the ball spills over the back. That's suicide.
14-minute mark of this quarter. Lee Harding kicked his second. It was a 46-point lead. Since then, Geelong have kicked the last 3 goals, including a 9-point super goal to Selwood. They're down by 25 points. What have the Kangaroos got? Now that the Cats have got their tails up a little bit, Bartel got a handball away towards half forward. Motlop was good. It wasn't Motlop, it was Garlett. My apologies. Motlop plays for Geelong. Lower, hands in the back, away from Enright. Good evasiveness. Kick around the corner. Taylor Hunt getting there first was Petrie. Tries to get it to Greenwood. Kept his feet but didn't keep the ball in his possession.
Oh, this
Selwood did.
How good's
Put
that?
the nut over the pill, got it, rode the bump and freed up a teammate. Eventually Ling needs to be good with the kick. Not. Ferrito didn't take the mark. Loose ball, Podsy Outley. Kangaroos with numbers. Need to be good under pressure. Ferrito on his bike again. Great dash
Good
from
chase.
half back to Siebel. Looks up, puts a bouncing ball in front of Hale, who's got a couple to beat. Couldn't beat Lonigan, can't beat Enright. Now the Cats release player. Players on the outer side, eventually to Ablett. Can dink it over the top by hand to Selwood. Can go forward. Could have given it off to Duncan. Does eventually. Inside the paint. It's just for a normal goal. Bartel to shepherd it. The Cats are back. 4 in a row.
Fantastic play. And it started with Joel Selwood. You called it beautifully, Wayne Schwass. You need someone to step up. There's only one player who's going to win that ball in the clinch. Clinch is there in the middle of the ground. And it was number 14, Joel Selwood. You see their ball use is really lifted. Great drawing handball from Gary Ablett. And again, Selwood, he was the guy that initiated the play in the half-back line, push hard forward, and then give a beautiful handball there to Duncan.
I'll tell you what, Spud, the golden rule is you never write off a champion. Unfortunately, you fell into it, and they are a champion team, Geelong, and they have bounced back.
We can grab the audio, Spud, if you want to.
No, I'm happy to...
I'm with Chief on this one. Wow, we have a game on.
Well, we have, and it's a fantastic game.
It's a 19-point lead to the Kangaroos, but more importantly, Geelong, they've kicked the last 4 goals, including a 9-point super goal to Joel Selwood, starting to win some critical possessions. Middle of the ground, Harding. Put a handball in the path of Zeeble. Got a Shepherd, can fire it over to Warren. He's got 4, wants 5. Dished off a throw to Harvey. He does the same. Geelong players try to tie it up. Kelly did well. Ling managed to get a cheeky handball off to Wajinski. He loves nothing more than to run. And run he does.
Oh, that's good.
Has 2, 3. Got a handball out to Motlop. Floats one over to Ablett. Look at the Brownlow medalists go. This would be a wonderful goal. Varco unselfishly spots up Mackie. Good spoil by Greenwood. Great spoil for Rito to mop up. There's a little bit in this now. Great spoil by Kelly, lunging. Selwood to Mackie. Something special building here. They all peel off. Mackie in the direction of Podsiadly.
Beautiful kick. The stars have really risen. Selwood, Bartel, Mackie. That was a slicing kick from Mackie. Podsiadly led well. We'll just see the run here from Wajinski.
Didn't he take him on? He had to take him on because there was nothing to kick to. And then once he beat 2 or 3, he could link up with a couple of them in the midfield with hand pass. But it was 40 points only a matter of minutes ago. He kicks this, it's 13 points. This is game on big time.
68 goals with Geelong in the VFL last year. He's a Liston Trophy winner.
He's moved well.
Rookie listed with Essendon and the Pies. James Podsiadly gets his first goal this afternoon. Pats on the back from Little Gaz and a few others. But more importantly, as Jason Dunstall rightly said, 14-minute mark of this third term, North Melbourne led by 46 points. That lead off the back of 5 Geelong goals is now just 13 points.
We've just seen the worth of Joel Selwood. He's created 2 goals. It won't go in the scorebook as his goals the last 2, but his efforts to win that ground ball under extreme pressure, and the kick from Mackie was absolutely first class. Podsiadly just let out. It was a beautiful weighted kick. More importantly, kicked a very good goal.
I'll give you an easy question, Spud, without notice. Who do you reckon's had the most contested possessions for Geelong?
Oh, number 14.
Correct. 10.
3.
They go forward again in the direction of Ablett.
Oh, well done.
Lockie Henderson spoiled his teammate Ferrito. 6 goals on the trot. Don't go anywhere. We have got a game on here. The reigning premiers have hit the pedal, Spud, and they've gone bang, bang, bang. 46-point deficit is now down to 7.
And try bang, bang, bang again. We've kicked 6. 6 in about 8 minutes. This is, well, it's premiership football again.
There was a brilliant palm down in the middle of the ground from the rookie ruckman. The big, tall number 16 Simpson. He was brilliant.
But Lockie Hansen just had to have vision there. Ferrito was in that contest. He was either to mark the ball or spoil it himself. What Lockie Hansen did, he came in and just palmed the ball down, and all midfield coaches and forward-line coaches tell you half-forwards to get to the fall of the ball. Lockie Hansen made it too easy for Varco there.
5 goals in 11 minutes. The margin, 7 points. Kangaroos. Seems strange. The Kangaroos need a goal.
Yeah, they need to. They've just lost all their composure at the moment, the Kangaroos. If they can get the ball, just hold possession for a while, slow the game down.
Taylor Hunt Handball to his namesake, Josh. To Stevie J. That's 5 metres.
Oh, boy.
It's lucky because in the Hawthorn-Richmond game, they were getting pinged for that. Good umpiring, though. Chip kick. Thompson to fly. Needs to spoil. Luckily.
Well, if you're going to go for the mark, you need to hold it, Schwatter.
Yep.
It was a let-off.
They've got numbers here.
For the Kangaroos.
Numbers.
Corey Jones, not the quickest player. Selwood will attempt to run him down from behind. Has got Hale, has got Petrie, goes to Petrie, driving ball, lets it go, hits the post.
Would have been a 9-pointer too. Just what they needed. It's turned into a really fast, free-flowing game now. And the ball's going very quickly from one end to the other. And as we've seen from both sides, you can get on a roll and kick goals quickly now. And it looked anything but that. The first 10 minutes of the match, virtually no score.
I'm looking forward to the last quarter. I know we've got a minute and a bit in this third quarter.
And that'll be the great test for
See how North
can handle the fact that they were heading for a fantastic first-up win under Brad Scott. Everything was going well. They had momentum. They're going to knock off the reigning premier. All of a sudden, the reigning premier said, hang on, we've had enough, and went whoosh, brought some of their best game, and now North Melbourne have to deal with it.
Hunt deep in defence. And right. That's the into the path of Logan.
Well, there's one example of what Brad Scott needs to tell his players. The forward pressure got us the lead.
Yeah.
You see Geelong running the ball out far too easily this last 15 minutes.
Here we go again. Burns from Ablett. Got it to Kelly. The run from Taylor Hahn. Not a good kick. Well done by Petrie. Well done. He's a little bit sore after that contest. Taylor Hunt made him work for it.
Well, James Kelly was kicking it into space for his teammate in Taylor Hunt. What he didn't see was the big bloke that had dropped back to fill the hole. It would have been a perfect kick for Taylor Hunt otherwise.
He's rather sore after that contest with Taylor Hunt. So is Taylor Hunt.
Copped a nice corky out of it.
Anthony has copped it up. 12 seconds to go. Burns couldn't keep it in.
Again, that forward pressure, I think Brad Scott will be telling his players the reason we got to a 40-point lead was our efforts without the ball.
Well, they kicked the opening 4 goals of this third quarter to go with the last 3 in the second quarter. That's North Melbourne. Since then, Geelong have kicked 6.
He got a serious cork up high on the side of the quad, Drew Petrie.
And that is it for three-quarter time here at Etihad Stadium. Don't go anywhere. We've got a cracking fourth quarter coming up. 74 playing 82. Jason Dunstall, Danny Frawley and Lee Colbert pick it apart. Stick around, plenty more to cover. Eight-point ball game, North Melbourne's way. The winner books a ticket to continue on in the NAB Cup for 2010. They'll take on the winner of the Fremantle and Melbourne game. Also on Fox Sports later on this afternoon. Geelong go forward again. Burns to Kelly. To a handy player in Johnson.
Missed tackle.
To an even handier player in Ablett. Oh, so easy.
It was great running from Ablett, but a missed tackle there. They're crucial around that area of the ground. You nail the tackle, it's either a free kick to you or a ball up. You don't nail the tackle, look what happens.
They're still in front, North Spud, but you give them any chance of getting home?
I'm just going to sit on the fence from now on. Good on you, Jace.
Some big names getting involved.
I enjoy working with you.
None bigger than this man, Gary Ablett, out of contract at the end of the year. Not sure where he'll go, but that was a poor kick from a superstar. Opening score of this fourth quarter. It's a 7-point lead North Melbourne's way.
Can we just commentate and be in the present now,
Just
boys?
asking you a question, mate, that's all.
Yeah. Very loaded questions. One-way traffic, it's like Little Burke Street.
But look, the bottom line is we were all just about ready to declare North home. You were the only one that did. But they had all the momentum and then all of a sudden it changed so quickly. Can it change back? That's the recipe that North Melbourne have to come up with.
Well, that's what Brad Scott will be looking for. You'll find out a fair bit about his boys. He's already found out a lot of positives about his team in the first 3 quarters.
Well, I asked both of you gentlemen who was to step up for the Cats. You got it with Joel Selwood. Who are the main men for North Melbourne now to lead the charge again?
We obviously got their skipper, Brent Harvey. Yeah. He's been really well held by Cameron Ling. They need to support him a little bit too, the midfield. Get a few blocks on Ling. You just see Cameron Ling there on the left of screen.
Goldstein, his teammate under pressure lower. Varco.
We're not winning the ball, North. That's
Ablett through
usually.
traffic towards the goal square. Thompson getting back, elected to wait for it to bounce.
Oh,
And then
hot potato.
onto the pump.
Cop that.
Rawlings taken high.
Lack of composure there from Scotty Thompson. He just had to take the game on there. The player with great composure, but just give the ball to Michael Ferrito, who was under extreme pressure. Look at that, flat-footed with his back towards goal. That's a let-off there for North.
Rawlings. Swallow. Corey did well. No, it was Corey Enright, I should say. Got a handball to Wojcinski. Will run, will measure, and steady unselfishly to Johnson.
You're right the same with North. There's a lot of spectating going on at the moment. Just need a little bit of composure.
He's not going to kick a drop punt, is he?
No.
You can just figure he's setting himself to kick either a left foot round the corner or a banana left foot round the corner, and he's missed it.
The call, Chief, but couldn't pull it back to behind to Stevie Johnson, but the Cats are pressing.
Oh, he got it.
Got a goal. Well, excuse me.
I thought it was through.
He didn't celebrate when he kicked it.
I thought it was through. Yeah.
After it went through.
No, I thought, what are you talking about? I think that went inside the post.
I'd love to
I'm
have
dying to have another look, Trotter.
but it's in the book nonetheless, Chief. It is a one-point ball
We'll have
game.
another look.
But the other thing is the reaction from the players around. I know the cheer squad behind were happy, but he was looking at it keenly. It was very close.
Inside the post.
Okey-doke.
But Geelong, I just watched the cheer squad of Geelong. They all went up. There's one.
If you rely on the cheer squad
Yeah,
to give you authoritative decision.
All right, you're not perfect.
There's a
all
bit of a
night,
joke
Jess.
here. I think they're having a joke about it, saying, you're kidding, that was given a goal.
I might have got one wrong early. It's 1-1 now.
You'll clutch at any straw.
You are absolutely clutching. It is in the book. They've kicked the last 7 goals of the game. Geelong have got out to a 46-point lead.
It's interesting, Trotter. You said before, who needs to step up for North Melbourne? The players that got them into the winning position, if you look at all their leading possession getters, it's all the youngsters, Liam Anthony, Wright, Campbell, Greenwood, Zeeble, Garlett and Ross and Adams are all the leading possession getters. You can't expect them to get you over the line as well. You've got to get some senior player dominance or involvement to get over the line.
Geelong's tackling's been outstanding this last 30 minutes.
Stripped by Kelly was Andrew Swallow. Kelly came through,
Oh, look at the
almost
attack.
took it away. Got up quickly.
Well, that's the difference.
Gathered it to the mercurial one in Johnson. What will he do? Not sure what he was doing, but McMahon read it well.
I think he was trying to chip it into space to where he wanted Tom Hawkins to lead, but there wasn't enough on it. In the end, it was just a straight turnover.
Zeeble.
Have a look at the attack on the ball from James Kelly here. It's outstanding.
So found his niche last year off half-back. Lee Harding. Good kick from Zeeble. Plays on. Can he move it forward? Not a good kick. Hale. Good gather. Did his fellow ruckman no favours. Goldstein. Left foot kick. Lovely. Into the path of Petrie. Harvey. One out with Ling. Ling. Ground ball, Harvey's got a couple of beat, won't beat Bartel, but got a handball away to Warren. He's got 4. Oh, perhaps he should have had a shot at goal. Lower, tries to take 3 on, doesn't win the battle. Gillies did well. Now look at the Cats go. Selwood might get the 1-2 from Burns. No, goes out wide to Hunt. Josh wants to give a handball off, gets around Adams, cuts back inboard, right foot kick, sets up for Hawkins. 2 to beat, over the top. Got to go Greenwood.
Well done, Greenwood.
Coming the other way was Stevie J.
Good attack.
Anthony, another possession. Goldstein, intercepted by Hawkins. Cats starting to put the foot to the pedal even more. Johnson's handball was intercepted. Coming through was Ferrito. Coming the other way was a teammate Adams. Ties it up, pulls it back in. Somehow it's come back out. Thompson, a little bit nervous away from goal, Scotty. Eventually,
He's cramping.
lower to Goldstein. Another possession to Anthony. Put him in your dream team. Mackie, straight on the ground. Premiership player.
It's cramping in the hamstrings, Ben Warren.
Again, another missed tackle there. They were corralling beautifully early North.
And now Lee.
I tell you what,
Wojcinski.
it's a funny sight to see Ben Warren down on the boundary line. He's lying on his back. They've got both feet straight up in the air,
Yep.
trying to stretch his hamstrings, which are both cramping.
Well, what about the lead?
Yes, but
Well
well
picked
picked
up.
up.
And the kick
Yep.
from Bartel as he's running off the ground. Just lace out football. That's a
the
good
contest.
contest there for Greenwood and Johnson.
I know it's
Just
only
kick
early,
from
but he's
Bartel.
28 years old, James Podsiadly, but with Tommy Hawkins still trying to establish himself as a key forward. Cameron Mooney close to the end. He could become a very important player deep in the year for Geelong.
And one thing you know, he's going to get a little bit of supply with the midfield they've got.
Massive psychological barrier here if they hit the front.
Well, he's
Looked
got
like
one goal, and that went wide, very wide.
Looked like he leant right back on the kick.
Stay this side of the post.
Laidler on for the Cats. 81 playing 82. Plenty of time remaining.
That's a good kick.
And Goldstein is finding a fair bit of the ball and covering a bit of the ground in this fourth quarter. Jones works hard down the line.
Spreading North Melbourne like they were in the second and third quarters.
Harding breaks for him. Handball to Campbell. Harding still. Petrie. Good spoil. They work well, the Cats' defence. Harding can't keep it in. We'll have it thrown in. Out of side. Four goals in that third quarter. Inside the first 14 minutes to North Melbourne. 46-point lead. And then Geelong kicks 6 to finish the term off. They've kicked the only goal in this fourth quarter. Kangaroos to Anthony. Play on's the call. Can load up from outside 50 if he wants. He doesn't. Goes to the near pocket. Corey Jones.
Well, it was the option. It was a good lead from Jones, but you've got Petrie there in the top of the square under pressure. Everyone's a little bit fatigued. Let the big fella get to work.
Brad Scott. First official game in charge of his new club. Reasonably pleased. You'd still like to think that he'd much prefer to win. Good pressure from Ablett. He'll do it again. Kangaroos by 1 point with 11.5 minutes still to play.
He's had the full gambit so far. Brad Scott in his first game of coaching.
Ablett. To Kelly. Burns. Well, he ducked his head.
Not sure what Jack Zebra could do there.
They're spreading hard Geelong, the hard gut running.
Through the middle. Duncan. Hooked up by McMahon. Did well. Right. Took the tackle. Ball spills free. Eventually, Garlick goes to Corey Jones. Chips it into the palm.
Oh, well done, Mackie. Outstanding.
Caught it well, Spud. Very good, Andrew Mackie.
Well, again, Petrie was the long target, but under pressure, go to the big man.
The ability of players to get a handball away under pressure is very good in the modern era.
I don't want to harp on that spotter, but you've got Lee Harding, who's a crummer, and you've got Drew Petrie on top of the square with Harry Taylor.
Good umpiring to put the whistle away. And eventually, Stuart Wynn says, I'll have it.
But you would think Mackie, you see this situation here, was always going to win that one-on-one. For a start, he's 6 or 7 centimetres taller. Kicks it over his head to Drewy. It allows Lee Harding to get to work at front and square.
Kangaroos need to find a goal. Rawlings with the kill. Rajinski drives it long. Mooney, 2 to beat. Robbie Tarrant couldn't take it. Anthony, another possession, may get it back. That is possession 33. Through middle of the ground, Zeeble and some of the young stars for the Roos lead the way. Off a step to Greenwood. Important kick. Can go to Goldstein. Like the way he's covering the ground at both ends. Todd Goldstein. An important kick. The big ruckman leans back and goes bang!
Great running there. Todd Goldstein, that's what you want from your ruckman. As he runs off the ground, you've got McIntosh. He's probably seen Hamish McIntosh do that for the last 3 or 4 seasons. And that's what you want from your big man. Get dangerous. That is good ball use from North.
I saw Todd Goldstein kick 5 goals in a game last year, Spud. He's got good foot skills for a big bloke.
He certainly has.
Most of those were set shots, but this one, he just lined it up. That is a terrific kicking style.
Well,
very efficient, a very confident kick.
Well, he weighted up beautifully, didn't he? He looked, there was nothing on. I'm 50 out and I'll have a crack at it.
And the other thing he did really well, he realises that Mark Blake's not noted for covering the ground well and getting into a dangerous position. So he's exposed that, and he's having a well-earned rest. First goal for the afternoon to Todd Goldstein, and importantly, gives the Kangaroos a 7-point lead.
Well, they don't want to surrender the lead, North. They've been in front since the 16-minute mark of the second quarter, North.
Rawlings.
You're starting to get a bit of spreading going in North, which is positive.
And Anthony, possession number 35 to Campbell. Josh Hunt guards the mark.
Good lead from Jones.
Corey Jones works hard. Well called, Danny Frawley. Takes it cleanly. Wheels around. The intention was good. Execution was poor.
Well, it's hard to kick up one step with that degree of difficulty because Mackie was manning the mark beautifully there.
Oh, Coy Jones almost. Good chase by Petrie. Josh Hunt. Handball to Laidler. Looks to square it. Luckily, the 15 metres. Big Blakey, not sure. Eventually to Burns.
That's good running from Johnson.
Again, that kick off one step.
Kept it in. Harvey did well. Ferrito shrugged
Good
the tackle.
strength.
Then gave a handball to a two-time best and fairest winner, Brady Rawlings. Finished third in the award last year. Gets it back. Good composure. Swallow. Get rid of it. Campbell. It's the Jets.
He's kicked a tall
the
by
barrel.
run.
That's a good
Down
result.
the line. David Hale did well.
Great result there
Free
from
kick.
Campbell.
Moving on quickly. Warren running to goal. Laidler with him back to play. Does that. Big play. Warren couldn't take the mark over the back of the pack. Ablett. Run down by Lower. Warren's got to go. Varco did the same.
It's a terrific game of footy.
And there we go. We'll reset deep inside the Kangaroos forward 50. But they found their spark again, the Roy boys.
Is this the 21st of February?
It is, Spud. Good point. Very good point.
Game on.
Petrie. And as far as Ablett. Ling. Over the top. Ball wrapped up eventually. Out to Adams. Tried to get it to Jones. Harry Taylor. Looks up. Looks back. Finds Mackie to Johnson. He looks as though his hip's good. He's covered a fair bit of ground,
Burns
Stevie
on the
J.
middle of the ground if they can find him.
Bartel. Campbell could have stuck the tackle. North with numbers. Free kick going against Brady Rawlings.
Yeah,
Shannon
it was
Burns.
He made him earn it, but it was head high.
They were lucky Geelong because it was a poor decision by Jimmy Bartel to kick it there. They, at the moment, just don't look like they've got the same run that North have in the leagues.
Yep.
It's amazing what that last goal for North has allowed them to do. Just create a lot more run, breaking the space as they were in the second and the start of the third quarter. No one manning the mark here.
Mitch Duncan to Bartel.
Now, I'm glad he didn't blaze away, Mitch Duncan. I think he's got a bit of cramp as well, but they had two tools back. Hamish McIntosh and Robbie Tarrant were back without opponents, just waiting for the long bomb. And he just found a leading target. Smart kick.
Well, Jimmy was the one at just after half-time that gave his teammates a bit of a spray. He's been terrific.
Duncan comes off with cramp. Selwood back on.
Jimmy Bartel with a new hairdo. I think he might have a headband in there, and Danny Frawley likes what he's doing with his rug.
Fell up the head, man.
They trail by 7 points from 50.
Oh, Shank.
Absolutely. Across the face of goal. North with numbers. Mooney over the... No, Mooney stands his ground. Over the top of the ball was Podsiadly. Ball's not coming out. I like the way the umpire have just put the whistle away in those stoppages. Ross taken
I
down.
like it.
Now we'll have a bounce, thanks to Stuart Wen.
All of a sudden, Spud, all that scoring that we saw in the second and third quarters has dried up. It's a tight contest again.
Well, we saw 10 goals scored in the third quarter.
So, Motlop tried to squeeze a handball, dispossessed. Now, the
Needs to
Kangaroos
be a
through
good
Garlic.
kick.
Well, they've blocked the exits beautifully here, Geelong. Good poise in the end from North.
Tarrant over the top. Now eventually they release with numbers. Ross, half back. Kick was smothered. Well done by Mackie. He's been instrumental. Ross just absorbs the tackle.
Gone
Yep.
because he dived on it.
That's the rule. Have to make an attempt.
A little bit of
Mackie.
urgency is kicked in for Geelong.
Johnson almost took the mark. Could have been a free kick. Ablett tries to get away from Lower. Can't do it. Rawlings. Last line of defence to right. To Adams. Out to Warren. Good kick.
Oh, he's
Great
everywhere,
kick.
Warren.
Had Laidler running away from the ball. Eyes off it to Corey Jones. Enright. No free kick.
Dropped the sit up.
Warren keeps his feet. Well, line ball. Steve McBurney on the spot there. Got under Corey Enright.
He just...
Oh, poor kick.
There's the attempted mark by Stevie Johnson. Varco run down by Ferrito. Mackie round the body. Big play coming up. Taking the ball on that occasion was McMahon. Handball out the back of the pack. Kangaroos with numbers. Zeeble. Harding. They look to set it up through the corridor. Great running by Harding. Has a bounce. Tucks the tail. Drives it towards the pocket. Goldstein back on. Kicked the last goal of the game. Ball goes out of bounds. Not a bad result for the Kangaroos as they lead by 7 points in front of 12,989 people here.
Moves well, Todd Goldstein.
Goes to ground.
Holds it
Blake
feet.
did well. The Cats.
Tommy Hawkins just on the ground.
For Wojcinski. The man that spoke about.
Steve
Hawkins.
Johnson running.
Turn around, Lockie Hansen. Johnson pushed him underneath the ball. What can the Mercurial one do? Can't get around Robbie Tarrant. Managed to get a handball to Burns momentarily. Dropped it, gathered it to Hawkins. Big play coming up. Got a handball backwards to Bartel. And the release
Dangerous kick.
from Anthony. Running underneath the ball was Mackie. He's got Warren short, 40 out. That's ignored. He's got to go. Zeeble out wide. He's got some space.
If he goes
Assess
long
his
with
options.
Goldstein,
Wait, whistle on play. Petrie down, held off the ball.
Against Harry
Top of the
Taylor.
goal square.
well, this will be a crucial goal if they can kick this. It'll be a 9-pointer too, boys, I believe.
This could just about get them home, Spud.
Will this be a 9-pointer?
There you
Just
go,
a six-pointer.
Okay. Yeah, because there was no...
The infraction
Yeah.
wasn't outside the 50, it was inside.
It was in flow of play.
Now, if my memory serves me right, there was a similar one in the first quarter, and the option was for Tom Hawkins to take the advantage or the 9-point play.
But I don't think there was a mark or a free kick swatter.
Drew Petrie kicks the goal. 13-point lead with 3.5 still to play in this fourth quarter. And Danny Frawley is getting a touch excited, Spud.
No, not at all. I think it's just a great learning curve for Brad Scott and, more importantly, Northwest, because they had the game in the bag in the third quarter, took the foot off the pedal, and I think he would have been interested, Brad Scott, regardless of the score, whether they win this game. They've reacted in a positive way this last quarter. Geelong have thrown everything at them, but North are just finding a way.
Yeah, it was never going to be a 9-pointer because it wasn't a 50-metre penalty from where play was outside the 50. It was actually a free kick that was paid 20 metres out from a goal for an infraction that happened right there. Harry Taylor grabbing Drew Petrie. They're having a laugh about it. I think Drew Petrie might be laughing a little bit harder, though, because they're... well, they find themselves with a very comfortable lead with only 3 minutes left.
You're about to say they're home, but you're not prepared to do that, are you, with 3.5 minutes still to go?
Only Spud does that.
They lead by 13 points. And the Cats get a couple late.
Good
Later.
pressure.
Got a kick laterally to Enright, can look further afield, and he's got Selwood, can go over the top to Johnson. No, ignores that to Tomahawk. Taking the eye off the ball there, Tommy Hawkins.
Well, I thought it had to be a free kick to Tom Hawkins.
Ablett taken. That tackle over the top was Zeeble.
Tom Hawkins
Have a replay
led at
of
the
that
ball.
Mark Spud.
Well, Tom Hawkins led at the ball. I thought the North player...
No, he took his eyes off
Yeah, he
Tom
did.
Hawkins.
He did, actually.
He did well not to give the free kick away, Brady Rawlings.
Simpson, Zeeble, got a hand in there. Wright's been good, as has Liam Anthony, leading possession in on the ground with 36 possessions. Campbell, they get it back. No. Zeeble again gets involved. To Warren have liked his game. Leading goal scorer on the ground
Well, he's been super.
with 4. Hansen tried to get a handball away, and they may have given a free kick away. No, yes. And the most free kicks
Surprise, surprise. Another head-high tackle to Joel Selwood.
in the competition last year, Joel Selwood.
Frightening. The trouble is, apart from Hawkins, Mooney's rarely been sighted. They don't have a tall target to kick to.
Don't hold him, boys. Let him run.
Between handballs, don't really get any territory. Taylor Hunt over the top to Varco. Barely the 15. We've got to move it on.
North have got the numbers back. That's why they're not going long.
Under 2 minutes to play. They trail by 13 points.
Well, inexperience here from Robbie Tarrant. He's been okay in Mooney, but I was just watching the work off the ball, and Tarrant just assumed that the Geelong player was going to have a shot on goal, and Mooney just ran slowly towards goal, got some body on body, and then led back. He'll learn from that, Robbie Tarrant.
Clock continues to tick. Mooney's got 2 goals. And it won't be 3. Pushes it wide. Out of bounds, we'll have it thrown in. Well, I think it's safe to say, Spud, the Kangaroos will continue on. They'll take on the winner of tonight's game, Fremantle and Melbourne.
Took possession, didn't dispose of it.
North Melbourne, Spud.
That's courageous.
Well, I can't call it twice, mate. I called it at the, 15-minute mark of the third quarter, and I'll stand by my... I'll just stand by it.
Petrie.
And this makes it, I think, personally, it makes it an even more creditable victory for North Melbourne. The fact that Geelong came back so hard and challenged them, and they were still able to wrestle control back.
And they'll be able to review the game and have a look at the positives and the room for improvement.
Now, no one reads too much into NAB Cup games.
No.
It's round one NAB Cup. Geelong won't panic. Not going to bother Bomber Thompson. He'll be disappointed with the performance, absolutely.
Yep.
But what it will do is give the North Melbourne players and the new North Melbourne hierarchy incredible confidence in that they're getting reward for the hard work they've put in and the little tweaks that they've made.
They will enjoy it. It's a
The
perfect
supporters
start
will
for
like
Brad
it. I know
Scott.
that.
A win's a win. Lower. They may not be done with yet. Campbell towards Hale on the stretch. Couldn't take it. There's a free kick, though. Oh, the loyal supporters for the Kangaroos. They're small in numbers today, but they've enjoyed every moment.
He's on it there.
Not much in that free kick against Tom Lonergan. David Hale doesn't mind playing against the Cats. I think from memory kicked 7 goals down at Scoot Stadium a couple of years ago, and that is it. The Kangaroos' first win of 2010 is in the book. To finish it off, David Hale from 45 out scrapes it through for a behind. Kangaroos win by 14 points here. They go on to round 2 in the NAB Cup. They will take on the winner of tonight's game, also on Fox Sports. That is Fremantle hosting Melbourne tonight, a little bit later on. Full score, Geelong 2 super goals, 10 goals, 381. Losing to North Melbourne, 2 super goals, 11 goals, 11, 95. The Cats can concentrate on the regional challenge. They'll get ready to take on their premiership defence. Round 1. We've enjoyed it this afternoon. Thanks to all the team. Jason Dunstall, Danny Frawley, Lee Colbert, myself, Wayne Swass. Kangaroos win. 14-point victory over the Cats.